Okay, I'll allow it. We have got the same bans coming out from Aster.
Same setup,
if
right?
they combine the trio.
Alliance is first pick again. The last game they were first pick, and they were also on Dire.
Yes.
So everything is the same.
Everything is the same apart from we're missing a Timber ban and we're missing a Pango ban. That was the other ban that Alliance went for in this stage of the draft. We'll see if they do that again.
I don't think you need to respect ban any of the previous heroes. I don't think Alliance need to respect ban any of Aster heroes based off the previous game.
Maybe they're like, would maybe Aster want a second pick Death Prophet, or is Nyx Assassin so good against Death Prophet that if you're gonna get Nyx Assassin, at least you're gonna be happy.
It's definitely annoying. And Alliance could 10 pick the DP if they want to.
Yeah.
And for Aster, it's a little bit more difficult to pick the DP because they are second pick here.
Okay, well, they go for the same bans on Aster at least. Let's see. Nyx Assassin out. What's your first pick? Do you want to deny Aster the Pango? Is that big of a deal?
I don't think so.
Wow. They really need that because I think Aster would have taken that Death Prophet. They would have done like Oracle Death Prophet or something like that if they.
So now I guess they're gonna have to pick Oracle +1. You don't want to give Oracle at
Oracle
DP.
DP, yeah.
Yeah, Oracle DP will be quite hard to handle.
Shaman Oracle, the classic. Well, you think Fate is still tilted?
I prefer maybe Oracle and a Core or Oracle Clockwork. The opening is much more flexible. Or maybe Oracle Shaker since there's no Ruby.
Oracle Pango.
Oracle Pango could be fine as well.
Keep bringing this Pango up.
Oracle Mars is okay too.
I like the Shaker actually. I think they didn't really exploit DP's vulnerability in the laning phase with that Shadow Fiend matchup. And I think a Shaker would be able to take advantage of
actually, that could also be a good.
Whoa! You've been raving about this hero for so long. No one ever picks it. Shadow Demon shows up. Winter.
And the Centaur. This is very different from what you guys were describing the need to get. They still got to support in the core.
You see the ghost, you run away, Shiva. Stampede, bye.
They went in a different direction, but they still got Lanham's checklist. I got a save.
Yeah.
I got Disruption and Stampede. And I've got a disable.
But I'm not very convinced with those heroes against DP though. Well, we'll see how it plays out. The reason I've been raving about Shadow Demon because I felt like the way the game is being played so far is very centric around the carry. And Shadow Demon is like one of the very strong heroes that is an anti-carry support. You make copies of the carry and you slow him through BAB.
Is he useful in the first phase though? Because you don't even know
what
the carry is.
Not very sure because if you pick SD, usually it's because you see like some
an AM or something.
Yeah, some hero that you can
Phantom
abuse.
I must also say that, like at least I was expecting something that would be like, haha, we have something against the Oracle DP, but I don't really feel that. I still feel like it's somewhat experimental, which I like. Normally I ask you guys what you think about the opening and which one you like more, but Alliance just got the straight up better opening.
It's okay, everyone will be happy for game 5, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
people won't complain.
The crowd definitely will be happy too. They've
let's
been cheering
see what's the
for
plan.
Alliance.
We'll see what's the plan.
I will say that no matter how strong your heroes are, if the Shadow Demon and the Centaur do lane together, that is an incredibly frustrating lane to go up against. Guaranteed setup into the Hoof Stomp, you're going to take a bunch of retaliate damage, and Shadow Demon can go off and stack jungle camps with Shadow Poison in the meanwhile for Centaur to take later on.
Well, I know Sniper is one of the heroes that's good against DP. It was something used to counter DP a while back. I mean, we saw one game Sniper from Gambit previously. Didn't really work out so well, but I do still think that it could be a reasonable solution since they could still lose one more game. So maybe they're gonna try something. They can try one more strategy.
I'd be okay with that. Especially, it seems like banning out a Darkseer, something that could surge onto a Sniper, and Alliance banning out Venge, which that range aura.
Or the other thing that I could think of is Naga. Same thing with the Stampede. You see the Ghost Pop, you sleep, bye-bye, run away. It could be a decent way of dealing with it.
5 seconds remaining.
This first phase Shadow Demon is just
Guys,
really messing things up.
They banned out the Arc Warden.
Deucer.
Is this a Deucer game?
Deucer might be, I don't know, it's a bit risky though, because you don't see the lane and it might be too slow.
And
Deucer
is very good. Shadow Demon is just very good against Medusa.
10 seconds.
Or would you now ban out?
I think overall they're gonna play around because this DP is kind of. I feel the DP is like kind of like the win condition right now. So they wanna put Nico like a supporting core again, like something like okay, not lifesteal is not exactly a supporting core, but like a Juggernaut lifesteal too. At least you can assist the DP in a push.
Well, you can't get the lifestealer anymore. Banned out.
Maybe a troll. I don't know, like.
Yeah, with the Oracle, that would actually be amazing.
That would be great.
But you don't have any apparent synergy with the DP.
You push. Both of you push.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
You
yeah.
can push one lane, she pushes the other.
You're gonna get kited a little bit with the purge though, but I guess you can turn into range, but I'm not sure if that's enough.
Yeah, I think the idea is that Alliance will only fight if they have to.
Yep.
Otherwise, they're just gonna try to take structures, and it's up to Aster to start fights into them because you've got DP Oracle. You can take fights for as long as they go. You're gonna survive through them.
Yeah, I mean, if they really want to replicate what happened the last game with the lifesteal, I think Juggernaut could be a reasonable replacement for that. Or Troll, I mean. But I think Juggernaut is a bit more similar.
Alliances turn.
Ooh!
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Actually, what's happening?
Aster pretending to be a tier 1 team all of a sudden.
What is happening? Everything is different.
Yeah.
I mean, we have been talking about how we feel like we've not seen everything
See,
from
that's-
Aster yet.
Lennon
that's
has the
why
in
the
case of
loss-
emergency draft, pick IO.
That's why the loss rattles a team that hasn't lost.
Whoa,
lost
who's saying
at
they're
all.
rattled? Maybe they were excited. They're like, man, finally we get to show this off.
Yeah, this is their pocket strat.
So what?
Look at them, they're
Io
giggling.
Tiny? What's happening? Io Gyro?
Gyro, maybe.
You want something that does damage faster, don't you? Against DP? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, they've
I
got
would be,
overall last pick, so they don't have to choose yet. In terms of cores, by the way, we still also have Morphling in the pool. The teams both have played in the past.
I mean, Alliance most probably gonna pick the support here. Like some
Yeah.
Shaker, Tiny, Clockwork. There's a lot of heroes that they could pick here. Even Disruptor or Winter Wyvern could be decent. I guess
They
Disruptor.
can glimpse back from the
because
from the
of the
stampede.
and the
That'd be
relocate.
nice. Relocate glimpse.
Witch Doctor is kind of forgotten. Otherwise, I would say Witch Doctor might not be bad.
No, Gambit has been playing a lot of Witch Doctor, also
that's
against
true.
Alliance, so they might.
Look where
Think about
it
that.
goddamn Shiva. Look where it
What?
There's nothing wrong with being lower bracket finalist. Third place. You have to go third place. You know, it's a
Yeah,
respectable
I'm just
finish.
meaning Shiva, it's okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really hear you, so
They said, look where their Witch Doctor
I
got
was all
them.
confused. Also, if you play Witch Doctor, you probably want to play it as a 5, and they already got Oracle.
Oh yeah, that's true. Although Hanskin's going beast mode on any hero that you give him.
Fair. But can he make the same? Oh,
There's the Wyvern. Good call.
do we like Wyvern as a 4?
Not bad, would prefer Disruptor, but it gives them a lot more safe. So the idea here right now is they just want to make sure that this DP doesn't die in the fights. Everything here is for the DP, and obviously the relocate with the curse.
Okay, there's the
Gyro.
Who says that it's not a 3 Wyvern?
So now time for Morphling.
Bloodthorn Crystallis build has been quite popular for Wyverns these days. I think 33 has it in his wheelhouse.
Let's not get
Sure,
too
but
far,
I don't think
Neil.
that's
Let's
gonna
not go
happen.
too far, Neil.
Alright, fine.
If anything, I still am like somewhat in the far distance in my brain. There's a little corner that's reserved for being happy about a 33 Chen offlane, but you know, it's been a while, very long while. It's not gonna happen, but
Alright.
maybe.
Maybe.
This is exciting.
This is very
times.
exciting. Yeah, they're flipping the script big time here.
Yep.
So Aster need a mid laner now. There's like no flex potential on Aster whatsoever at this point.
Mars coming out for 33.
Oh man.
I mean,
Shadowfiend would be a decent last pick for Aster to round things up.
If they ban out Templar.
Maybe Kanka is also fine. For Alliance right now, they are looking for the Divine Rapier hero.
What? I mean, they
Okay,
could
maybe
give,
Morphling is not the Divine Rapier hero. Never mind.
Do you not think that there's any possibility they give Nico the DP and they're looking for a limp hero?
They don't have overall last pick, so it's a bit more difficult to do that. I think if they have last pick, it's easier to adjust like this, because they have to pick a hero right now.
don't you just want to be a Morphling and then turn into the Gyrocopter and be the better?
That's the easy one. Or I think Juggernaut, so you have the healing wall to support the DP. Those are the options that I can think of right now.
I feel like Aster are just gonna ban for their mid lane though. For some, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, they
Or
are
you
banned
go
for
for the
mid.
Void, since it's against Relocate. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Void, but this game maybe...
And
just
Alliance is a big fan of
Yeah,
Void.
just maybe, but I don't really like the laning phase of the hero. He's going to have a hard time. Then they're going to be all on the ultis, so...
A lot of options. But they also got to be wary about the last pick that Aster is going to come with.
Yeah, so if you want a general hero, that's Troll. Troll could be a general
That
hero.
is the general all-round pick.
Or if you want a general mid, they could go for Kunkka.
5 seconds remaining.
The Alliances with their backs against the wall, they cannot afford to miss a draft. Like this is it. There's 2 games already on side Aster. They only need 1 more to punch their ticket to the major. And Alliance wants to get that reverse sweep again. They won a championship like that before. That was actually, they've only been in 2 finals so far,
Okay, there's one more hero that I think might work, Monkey King.
including this one. Monkey.
Yeah, Monkey
Would
with
just
their
against
lineup.
the Centaur.
Yeah, to lane against the Centaur, and then you have the team fight. But I don't know if he plays the hero. He wants to play that hero.
They banned
Because I think
Kuka.
right now the idea is they're gonna just rely on this DP. They're gonna play around on DP to win the game.
Are they gonna pick TA?
TA banned.
Oh, right. I'd say they pick a mid. Winter, you're saying they pick a Nico Baby
No,
hero?
I
it's a-
think Nico
it's a
Baby.
carry
Alright,
hero.
fine.
Radiant team
Void it is.
Curses.
Yeah, but
This is what we said that we wanted them to do at the start of the tournament. We said we wanted them to save Nico Baby's hero for
Okay.
last.
Times have changed,
I know
Shiver.
times have changed, but
That was the whole 4 days
you know,
ago.
this is, you go into a tournament, you've got a strategy of what you think works. You got to stick to your guns. You can't just throw the whole rulebook, the whole playbook out of the window.
remaining.
Sometimes you can. But
You sold me.
I feel like this is still very much their bread and butter.
yeah,
Red.
but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Void. But looking at Aster's lineup, I'm also not sure what's going to happen. They kind of need like some initiating hero right now. They don't have much reliable stuns. So Gyro is going to be the win condition against a Void, which generally I wouldn't favor. So if they try to last pick a win condition, can they get a win condition and a stun?
They got an OD. They got another save. Double the saves.
Yep.
Yeah, and with the
But
Aghanim
it doesn't
Scepter.
feel
You guys don't seem
very
convinced.
good this time.
I have no real data on the other 4 Aster heroes that I can be like, oh yes, this perfectly enables an OD, or no, this does not synergize with an OD. Given how they last pick it, I'm assuming they think it synergizes very well.
Okay, let's be rational. Look at the lanes. Who's gonna win the lanes?
Who's got the happy lanes?
I think
I thought-
Aster has the happy lanes.
But Io is not your
yeah.
a strong laner. I
Yeah.
guess neither is.
No, but Gyro is a strong laner. Strong
Sure.
laner with Io.
With
and
Io.
Centaur's Shadow Demon is also a very strong lane against the Void.
And OD is a strong lane against DP.
I think it should be like a 50-50 lane. Both will farm.
Slight advantage, perhaps.
So happy lanes on Aster's favor, but I'm not sure about the overall composition and lineup. It seems a bit greedy. Team fight, I gotta favor Alliance, and I want a game 5.
I think if Alliance can pinpoint the mistakes that Aster makes, they can definitely force out that 5th game.
I think I was gonna do a good job at making sure SCCC doesn't throw, so I'm gonna go Aster.
Okay. Very
It
balanced.
feels weird, but they look like they can win.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's just see if weird is what they need, though, after they've been winning the entire time.
All right, let's see if Alliance can keep their reverse sweep alive, or if Aster is this time going to punch their ticket into the major. Let's head over to Toby and Kyle.
That is one hell of a question, Shiva. Who can punch that ticket? Alliance just won a game 5, if they can. They've taken 1 game off Aster. They've proven to do what no team here at the Minor has been able to do. I'm seeing smiles across Fada's face at the moment, so he feels pretty happy about this. But we have the return of the Io. We have the return of the Io, Kyle, and the return of the Centaur with his horrendous 1 out of 5 win rating here at the Minor.
I was shocked to see that picked into a first pick DP because late game you have so much health, you end up getting drained. You're not a BKB buyer, and Death Prophet heals for like 100 a second, and you're just like, oh, what have we done? Aster also banned out what I would say is the best counter to the Death Prophet in the AA. So I like this choice. I said, oh, at the major we'll see first 2 DP lines. So like, how about right now? And they go for it. And I like it because this to me matches what Nico Nico Baby likes to play, and it gives Limp not just a killer, but a hero that can also pressure objectives, which were two things they had issues with in both of those opening matches.
Yeah, but they resolved it in Game 3, and they're going to try and do it here in Game 4. I do like how Aster can do stylish plays. Like SD and OD, like basically the double D saves.
Yep. The only downside, perhaps, is that Hanskin, he had a super high impact on the Knicks last game. Now he's playing the defensive support and the Wyvern. You doubled up on defensive supports. And Aster, you've got a lot of save mechanics.
But is it actually defensive supports once you hit the 10-15 minute mark? Because for me, it feels like both of these supports are the enablers for DP to get more aggressive early on, get up in the face. So it's less about the first 10 minutes of the laning phase and harassing heroes out, and it's more about, okay, at 10 we go.
Yep. And you have DP Void Mars. All these heroes love to go in if they have that get out of jail free card provided to them by their supports. I think this game will definitely be one of the more tactically complex because both teams have so many saves that it's all going to be about the engages. And Alliance, you've got the Chrono.
Get out of there, Father. He's actually been so funny about this. And Alliance will get 2 of the runes for their work.
He's just going to TP.
He can't for 2 more seconds, but he will be able to now because Fade's already used Disruption. Surprised he actually used that this early. You could have messed around with him a little bit more.
You don't really want to have Disruption. You'd prefer Shadow Poison, you'd think. But actually, against an Oracle, he just cleanses off the big stack numbers. So
but it's the older
sense.
combination to like Disruption into Hoof Stomp.
Soul Catcher as well. Yeah.
But I suppose Centaur doesn't have Hoof Stomp up just yet because he went Retaliate level 1, which is also quite standard. So yeah, I'm interested to see how well Nico Baby's able to get something out of this lane, how much support Fada can give. Because even though I'm saying like, hey, 10 minutes Alliance can go, just how well do their lanes go? Like Panna was saying, like who's got the smiley lanes? Who's happy about their matchups? I don't think anyone's really happy to go against an IO lane. Maybe this is the first time we actually see Mars being contested properly too.
I mean, it's interesting. 3-3 going for Bulwark level 1. It's kind of an insane 1.1 to consider 40% front damage reduction.
It's not like you can harass Baboka. Like if you had like Rebuke and Spear, then you could mess around with the IO.
Yeah, what? Just getting up in the face with Flak. They're taking a lot of damage down here. I just realized the really cool thing about Mars too, right? You turn on the Bulwark and you can actually absorb a lot of those Flak hits. You bring them to you and potentially protect your teammates later on in the game. It'll be really interesting to see how 3-3 plays this one.
I like this with Baboka and SECC. They've realized that Hanskin's just spamming Splinter Blast, and they just stay far enough away. So Baboka keeps moving up a little bit further up, and SECC stood down. They just keep that nice distance between the two. Disruption up on top. They're trying to go in. Now they got Hoof Stomp of Valble, actually getting a double stun, so Fada will not be able to escape from this one. XSS will spill the first blood. It really does show level 2 Faceless Void how he will do nothing to prevent this kind of attack, especially if he gets caught in the stun.
That was like, you didn't even have a bunch of Retaliate stacks up.
No, that was just standard attack and some poison.
It wasn't even level 2, Toby. That was a level 1 Disrupt. Like, that's just a very squishy Oracle against this combination. Probably why they picked it first, too. Mid lane Limp, once again, a bit ahead of the OD. This bottom, we get some harassment coming in, but this bottom lane, hang on,
wow, actually doing so much damage. But no spear. Has to tank through all of it, and at least they get efficiency regen.
I really like their itemization. 3-3 into the headdress, Bassi on Hanskin. They're just winning this harass battle down bottom. And Nico Void, panel brought it up, but this is I'd say the guy's signature hero, and a big part of why Alliance was so successful at the early part of the season. Obviously, took some nerfs, but one of the best, if not the best, complement to a Death Prophet. And more importantly, I think that their 1 and 2 positions are now on either their best or second best heroes.
It's looking like CS for mid lane. Look at DP. 15-6 versus the 8-3. And he's still got 2 other creeps to farm up underneath the tower. It seems like Sean has to keep on fighting underneath this tower as the wave keeps pushing down.
Exactly. Limp is so good at laning middle. His one weakness is his mid game, but if you ask around, pretty much every mid has him in their top 3 or top 5 in terms of raw mechanical skill in the 1v1. A big part of that is his understanding of creep wave mechanics, and he's also, again, played just so much damn Dota. 2 accounts he got all the way to #1 EU. I can't even fathom how much.
Does it count as a Smurf if you've got the same ranking? No. It's not the classic version of it.
Yeah. It's like another reason OG discussed how they picked up Soxa, right? It's like, well, you know, maybe he spams heroes and he's playing a lot of grandma, but end of the day, if you have 2 accounts in the top 10, you probably are pretty good at clicking your buttons.
I think Limp just fortified the wave just to mess with Chuan even more just then. Like the first creep wave he had, it was actually almost underneath the tower, and the same thing was happening with the dire wave up on top because it was being pulled to the side. So Alliance actually just really fooling around with Aster's ability just to get this quick farm into themselves.
And mid lane, Limp man, just bodying.
Here we go again. Spirit Siphon up, but create the distance. Defensive imprisonments not being used for any level of farm or farm control. I'm still keeping my eye very closely on this bottom lane. SE-3 and Bo5, they're both just fueling up their stick charge. They've got 1 cell between the 2 of them, so they've got a lot of regen to work with. But it feels like 33 and Hanskin are always looking for a slight opening. That's why Hanskin's holding that 1 mango charge in case the opportunity presents itself. And Bo5 has finally triggered his sticks.
It's just, no one can really kill anybody down here, though. There's so much sustain. They're just kind of trading hits. They're going to smack each other.
Will end up being a 2-2 rune trade as well, so nothing really advantageous to come from that. But here's the smack again. Bo5, very low on life. Splinter Blast. Bo5, he's playing this perfect range. So Hanskin thinks he's actually got the Splinter Blast, and that should have been a kill on Io if it would have connected.
Yeah, I like this. That's Triple C. We saw this in the previous game as well. Getting a raindrop early just effectively nullifies the Splinter Blast damage. You get max effectiveness from those charges. You don't see raindrops ever nowadays. I'm surprised. I think there's another thing that we might see picked up more in this early laning phase. More teams get a read.
33's backing up. Looks like couriers are bringing down more consumables, boots, everything to this off lane. Nico baby. Not number 1 on CS. That one belongs to the Centaurs. Yeah, they're really going in on 33. Need more help. Maybe support is arriving from Fada, but it's all a little too late. At least be able to help protect Hanskin. It won't get much more than that. And Fada now finding himself on bottom lane, probably not where he wants to be. Maybe it's time to do a little bit of a rotation up towards top lane for a Winter Wyvern and just change the lanes up. But
that's what you'd like to see. Limp's big strength in this game is his matchup against Centaur. And also, typically, maybe not, I was going to say OD I thought was favored in lane, but Limp's obviously proven me wrong on that. But throughout the game, DP loves playing against the OD because of the silence. You remove his ability to deal damage. And you don't really fear an OD who's just forced to right-click you with no orb. The BKB timing, of course, will be important. I think that is really when Aster looks to get spooky. And, of course, then the patented IO gyro combo could come online with a rapier or some such.
Fate's got so many stacks on Nico. I think he actually just lost it. Back down to 1 during disruption timing. Observers and sentries planted down by Fada. They want to try and do something here in mid. Limp having Exorcism and level 7.
And the catapult.
And it's time to attack the lane. And Chuan is like, oh, I don't D-push. I am an OD. Centaur, do you D-push? No. Gyrocopter, I got 1 point in flat cannon. Okay, we have no D-push. And Alliance recognize the weakness. The imprisonment's out. Centaur's coming over. They're going to look for the quick stomp, but then another punishment out from Fade as they go from one to the other. But DP's had a lot of time to have some exorcism damage. OD drops the hammer, but so little damage. And Nico, baby! Centaur, he walked into the edge of the chronosphere. OD being kept alive by Bo5. But Centaur gets the stampede up. They couldn't kill him in time as Nico, baby, was trying to focus on the OD. But through all of this, through the double imprisonments, they don't control him. They just give him more time for the ulti. He's re-healed up as the ultis come back. But it will mean Alliance do not find the tower.
Big part of this. Limp, he went for the casual bracer instead of a double null and a wand. Skip Bottle has the boots too. So much survivability, 1200 HP almost, at just 8 minutes into the game. And once again, Alliance, I think they've keyed in on a big part of Aster's success. They're targeting this mid tower once again. This DP first pick, you can see why they like it.
They can actually force an issue. And we did feel like at the start of Game 3 that maybe Aster's draft was a little too slow. How do you feel about the timing in this? Like, when does it feel like they should be able to fight? Because right then it seemed like they were at least battling head-to-head, but it was without the gyrocopter.
It's really just having some sort of swarming engage. Their Centaur is huge, and you can get to a point, like you have the Wisp, right? You can play around the map globally quite easily, and Alliance have difficulties with their single target initiation. Yeah, you got Mars ult, you got Void ult, but there's no real way for them to just go on one guy at a time. And they're playing against SD, Wisp, OD. 3 different heroes with save mechanics.
Yeah.
So long fights should favor Aster. They just need to get Alliance to use some of the tools in their box until they run out. And then all of a sudden, they can just straight up run at you. And Alliance supports would then fall.
It still feels crazy to actually hear that, though. Like, long, drawn-out fights, it feels like Alliance have so many ways to disengage from these long, drawn-out fights. You throw down Curse, you throw down Arena, you throw down faces like the Chronosphere. There's some of these big AoEs that can just control where the fights happen and how the fights happen. And this, I gotta say, is also the first time I think I've actually seen Alliance, whoop, hang on, bottom lane, call down committed as well. 33 at least can push back SECC with the spear, but stunned up, massively poison stacked. 33 will die underneath the tier 1 tower. But yeah, I gotta say, this is the first time I've actually seen it where Limp has been able to go into the jungle and farm stacks uncontested and actually give space for his support to have a good time in mid.
And can we check out that ward around the 9 minute 40, or sorry, by the outpost? They changed the ward location. So Alliance got the read. Okay, twice in a row, they warded this spot. Let's sentry it. And they tweak it ever so slightly. Sentry misses the ward.
Just a little off. Well, XSS will at least be able to take the outpost. What a perfect timing, but hey, that actually hurts. That's no outpost was controlled by Alliance because of that take.
They did get mid tower, however.
They did get mid tower, but it was sitting at maybe 10%, and they're gonna take the stack.
Yeah, but this is it, right? If you are Dire, you want to be able to take over this top side jungle of Aster. They've got tons of ward control in the area as well. Still not 6 on the supports, but Limp has ultimate and the treads, very tanky. Probably is going to look to go pop it somewhere, maybe find a kill. Chrono is available as well up top, and Nico Baby once again, Battle Fury. He has an obsession with this item.
Really feels like he, and I almost agree with this, like he needs to have a huge amount of damage going to like the 25-30 minute mark, and he needs items for this. Yeah. He needs some clearance against SD Illusions. There's a lot of things it can kind of work for.
I don't mind it. Oh, there's the setup,
relocate,
mid lane.
Disruption. And the relocate, that took a little bit longer, and the silence. Limp's able to get it off. Vada's also there as well to help out. He doesn't have level 6 just yet over on the Oracle, but they keep the Gyrocopter control. The Io, he's locked in here. They're just focusing on Gyrocopter defensive disruption. Actually, the imprisonment, Baboka will end up taking him back all the way home. But Nico Baby, he wants at least something out of this, and he's looking for Fade. But without a slow, I'll jump forward. You got a lock, you got a bash, you got a hit, you got nothing.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. You gotta
I think 33 wants to keep going on bottom.
No reload.
He's twitching in the trees. He'll break him down with the Arena of Blood if they can just get close enough. Splinter Blast will fly. Nico Baby just walks underneath the tower. The Arena of Blood got both Baboka as well as SECC. They're underneath the tower, but Baboka, he's being uncontested back at the tower, so they let the curse go. Centaur will arrive. They start hitting into the Gyrocopter. The defensive imprisonment from OD stops the Gyrocopter from being hit from XSS and actually keeps him alive. And into the hammer, Faceless Void. He's still surviving. Vada repairing the damage on a time walking out Faceless Void. Another quick silence from the tree line. Winter Wyvern is waiting there. And Aster, the fight that they really want to have, they just can't have.
Nobody can kill anybody, Toby. There's too many saves. Oh, what amazing positioning from Baboka, though. Kept the tether the entire time. Didn't even touch his gyro during the Wyvern ultimate. And that's Triple C. He's just beefy. He's got that tether. He's not taking him down.
Does Alliance need to switch their targets? Because they seem to believe they can bring down the Gyrocopter during these fights. They're focusing him through the heel of Ire.
Both teams have the same objective in these engages. You've got to kill the supports. You don't kill the supports, it's really difficult to take anybody down. And reload coming out. They found somebody with a disrupt.
Yep, it's gonna be 33. Man, he feels like the only player who keeps dying. He's actually 3 of the 4 deaths of Alliance. Doesn't make for the greatest net worth, but at the same time, he's still 400 gold behind that of the OD.
Thing is, you have the farm disparity is the big issue that Alliance have right now. Yeah, Gyro with the Wisp. Until that Battle Fury comes up, Gyro has a significantly faster farm speed. Centaur as well, just crushing through creep waves. Already has a hood up, gonna kill bot tower all by himself. Level 10 now on XXS. And again, how do you stop him? How do you actually get heroes to kill him? You don't have lockdown unless you're willing to blow Chrono or Mars ulti, and as we've seen, they just don't have the damage within it right now.
Or is that when you just look to the DP later on? It's like, hey, you want to get stronger, Centaur? That shall make me stronger. Of course, then you still need to get more damage output, and that's when you look towards Nico Baby. Remember, even if he joins these fights, he's got treads and a wraith band.
Yep, exactly.
This is not brilliant, and a PMS, like just to make it even
But
like a little bit more passive.
You need the Void to be huge, right? To win this game, it wasn't going to come from mid-game team fighting. It's going to be because Nico Baby's the top of the net worth, and it's 30, 40 minutes into the game. He can then go super aggressive, perhaps kill people without needing the chrono. His support's trusted to keep him safe.
I'm still wondering that, like, even inside that chronosphere, if he can find the target. So this is what I was wondering about the styling of Aster.
Yep.
Defensive imprisonment, defensive disruption. Alliance pick a target, but that's not the target they get to kill.
The big difference, again, is that Hanskin is on a Wyvern. He's on this defensive support hero. And sure, it adds to the team fight, but if he's a Skywrath mage, as an example, every time Chrono's off cooldown, that's a kill. Same with the Mars ulti and Spear.
Yep.
Much harder for Alliance to make plays, which is why, as we witness, the gold advantage continuing to eke a little bit more in favor of Aster every minute that goes by.
His curse should have actually killed the gyrocopter if it wasn't for the imprisonment. Like, life is hard, and maybe the Yule Scepters almost have to be used aggressively from DP. Like, take the OD up and towards the air. He's going Hurricane Pike. The full thing at the very beginning. The Aghanim Scepter's flying on the Courier right now for STCC. We're seeing him get really early items, and this is going to be the same type of scenario. Hanskin, smart TP out, gets visible just at the end, but finishes his TP.
XXS has a pipe, and he'll have a blink in a little bit. Like, how is this hero even going to die?
They're going to try and fight bottom. We're about to put the test, the life of Aster to the test. All for the battle for the 15-minute runes. Fada has to false promise himself. I'm seeing a lot of charges starting to build up here for the OD. The arena from 33 comes up, but it won't stop the hammer from dropping and just killing Oracle. In fact, Oracle trying to heal through this? No, Fada doesn't survive through this. A quick silence. They can't drop the hammer. The spear, no, can't get him away. And Fada, no way to get up the hill in time. While Centaur working out to keep Limp in position so the relocating Gyrocopter can go to Ham using that Aghanim Scepter and call down. Limp gets stunned up. He'll fall as well. Two big heroes down. The other support about to fall too. Just trying to create a little bit of space with that Winter's Curse. As Hanskin flies to the trees, but XSS already there. Hits the Hoof Stomp. Got a decent amount of magical damage ready to kill off the Wyvern as he comes out of his curse. Called Cold Embrace.
And this kind of goes back to the Void item build and extent, and really the pick. Nico Baby not involved in that fight. Sure, he is Chrono, but once you use the Mars ulti to try and save Fada, like, Alliance, you got to get the hell out of there. But this is the threat of the relocate, right? Aster have the advantage in that they know that if Alliance blow a couple of spells and they're no longer looking to fight, they can always find a way to get engaged. Like, just ditch. They're trying way too hard to save this Oracle, and no AXXS, no Blink Dagger necessary, initiates on the critical target, and then boom, as you said, with Gyro, you've got the Aghanims. This is dead DP. No one can save him, and all you can really do is Hanskin is watch, but there's just no reason you should be engaging there, especially if Nico Baby isn't already prepared with a TP Chrono.
That's because Aster knows what they can get away with, too. They had an Observer Ward smack bang in the middle of that fight, away from the fresh Dire Observer Ward that was planted. But look at Alliance. Hey, we're feeling a little bit behind. What do? Into Roshan, under the cover of smoke. The question is, does Aster realize this? The Radiant Scan was a lot further to the north, and SDCC is pretty close to this, but
see the ghost.
They're still under the cover of smoke, and the Dire Observer Ward's watching Io and Gyro farm and realizing they have no idea at all.
That's a play right there, and this is what you gotta do. You're behind, take risks. Pop the ulti, they have the Arcane, so now only 70 seconds, you'll have another one ready to go. Nico Baby, now with the Aegis, he'll have Battle Fury in just a moment, and then finally, his farm speed will start to catch up to what this Gyro's been able to output, because he's just free farming, sure, but you just don't farm as fast. 114 CS on Void, Gyro of SEC, 170.
Bottom lane, SD Disruption's out, so once again, we're going to have a hero caught out, Hanskin. No way to survive this.
But Essence Ring, that's a pretty solid pickup for Limp. If he can live through the initial burst, that'll be huge. Trying to set up on the Gyrocopter.
Hanskin's looking towards mid.
I don't know.
He has Aegis the Immortal. Like, the problem is there's an IO who has Relocate sitting on the other side, so even if they know if they jump him, they chrono him, they're not going to get the kill.
Yep, and because the Rocket's flying to Void, you know, okay, I can just finish this off real quick. Oh, TP, oh, nice
now it's a good chrono position. If he can hit that back line, he'll catch out 3 heroes. Starts with the time dilation. Again, time walking back. They're not feeling like they've got the fight in them.
They don't have damage, Toby. No DP ultimate, no chance of killing anybody inside a chrono.
Faces Void instead found Fade. And that doesn't help. Just time walk away from the illusions. Look for their other target up on top, 33.
Hang on.
Down he goes again on the side lane.
They're going to fight this.
Relocate.
He's going to
Nico,
ditch.
ready to pop the Chronosphere.
Don't
He's already got it up, and he only has the IO to work with.
There's no way. Baboka, he is a team player, and he knew exactly what he was bringing himself back to.
Denying beeps is subtitle.
Yeah, I would.
I shall not kill my core. I decide that this is a good plan.
I think that the problem I have with that play, as soon as the Mars buys back, that's a pretty big tell to Bo5. They might be fighting you if you come back, so just go solo. And the pre-click chrono means you have this Aegis advantage, but for 2 full minutes you can't press it.
Yeah. And even if you do now, yeah, full mech over on IO, 19 minutes in, regen through the roof. And we haven't seen a really impactful exorcism in a while, and we may have to wait a little longer because Limp's about to be initiated on SD. The smoke breaks. He gets far enough away. Fresh Observer Wall got planted. Man, that got pinged quickly. They have an Observer and Sentry on the hill. So Alliance, this time around, they have better vision, but now the ping coming from Myers, it's like they know, they see.
Limp.
But he went back in again. Disruption's out, a blink into a Hoof Stomp. Limp actually getting a quick little dodge out. He's protected by the False Promise. A quick stampede. They get on top. Aster want to keep the fight going up the tier 2 tower. Hanskin's here. The curse is out.
Wow.
It's over on the OD, and they'll start beating into him. Limp's just draining everyone's life. Now Nico will finally arrive in this fight, but Mars is already dead. OD! He's been building up the charges. The hammer just obliterates Hanskin. Limp has to run away from this gyrocopter. It's too much damage, but even the blink down to a hoof stomp. Limp won't escape. He's up in the air. The Aegis Immortal is finally bumped, but he's got no other teammates left. Nico, baby, to celebrate this second life. And really, there's nothing to celebrate unless you're Aster.
There's no chrono. There's no chrono, Toby. You can't take this fight, Limp. You know they warded in front of you, and he just gets caught by the oldest trick in the book. All right, guys, I'm leaving. And then boom, from the side door, SD picks up the disrupt. And they start a fight that they just can't win. 13-2 now. And yeah, look, it's just the Purge. This is why they picked the SD, because the defensive Yules is irrelevant. The Purge will take you out of it immediately with that constant Purge mechanic. And XXS, he's the only one in the Mars ulti. He's invulnerable, he's got like 3k health. Yeah, you get a huge Wyvern ulti, but where's the damage?
Like if Limp got that ulti up beforehand and through the imprisonments, this might have been a very, very different story.
Exactly, but I honestly don't know if I'd even agree, just because there's so much sustain on Aster, Bo5, the Wisp with the mech. There's no Chronosphere, and even if there were one, the Alliance damage output is just negligible until they get bigger items up. You got Crimson Guard, the item of choice for your Mars. That's not going to help. Wyvern, maybe you pick up an Orchid, sure, but with that level 10 talent plus 60 damage, you like that. This will help. But all 3 of these Aster cores are so strong already. 2,700 health on the Centaur with a pipe. The Gyrocopter at 2k. It's just so difficult to take these guys down. Already with the Maelstrom, soon to finish off the BKB.
And the momentum will continue to swing. After that fight happened, still no outpost controlled by Alliance, only by Aster, and they got all 4 bounty runes into Aster. We're back to the status quo in the first one and game 1 and game 2.
This is what's cool about what Aster have done, right? Where they recognize, look, Alliance out team fought us that previous game. Bet you they're going to try it again. So they go for double banish and the relocate. So how many kills of these 13 were just straight up freebies because somebody set up for an easy reload? They're just abusing the map control. And once again, Alliance, you're naturally on a clock because if Chrono's down, if DP ult's down, you're not really looking to engage. Well, that's easy pickings for Aster then to sweep the map. Eventually you'll find somebody. And so far so good for the side of Aster. They're looking to close it out.
SEC's items are just going through the roof. He's 13,500 in the net worth. He has BKB Ags Maelstrom, right? And that's the fresh BKB. Yeah, the Ags and the Maelstrom during the last fight. So much damage to come out from him. And Bo5 is being uncontested sitting next to him too. There's no way for Alliance to jump the back line. Like every time I think I see like 33 thinking about jumping the back line, remember, there's no blink. He's trying to get Crimson Guard. They're trying to have him as the aura kind of builder. And Aster, like, was it 3 times on the side lanes? They were able to catch him out.
I get it because you want to play against the flak, but I feel like Bulwark could do that just as well. You kind of need either the offensive power or something like a halberd.
Hanskin?
Hold up.
He Splinter Blasted the wave. He's beginning his TP out, and luckily he didn't continue flying north, or else he would have gotten to the cooldown of STCC.
And I like the little things. Fade was camping bot that whole time. I'll push out the lane a bit, but if he was able to find 3-3, they would have reload in.
They're coming up for the top lane.
Hello.
Homing missiles already chasing Hanskin. Remember, he's got the curse available, and that's why they're staying massively split up, and they've got so much magical damage. The Cold Embrace does not protect you at all.
And you got illusions from Centaur scouting out the bottom side as Alliance. They look to push out bottom. It's just, it's not gonna It's how do you fight? You're going to have BKBs up soon. That could be the difference maker. We saw that in that first game as well when they finally got a fight win after the BKBs on both cores came out. There's the one on Nico.
They're going to smoke fight. XSS is the only target they really have to work with, and we'll see just how much they can do. Relocate is up. Bo5 and SE-3, they're so close to each other. The Observe Wall, it doesn't see the IO relocate starting. They got the silence, but it won't interrupt, which it will. Yulceptor, he cannot get the pull back out again. Perfect control from Limp, watching Bo5 like an absolute hawk. And now, even with mech, he can tether. Wow, that range.
Goodness.
Yeah. Well, I guess your spirit is strong. Chuan, meanwhile, setting up on 33. You know, it just wouldn't be a game 4 without 33 dying on a side lane well away from the rest of his team. He's just really been on the receiving end of so many of these disruption or astral setups.
I mean, he's the one who's tasked with shoving out that hard lane, and someone's going to get caught by it eventually. Really nice play there, as you said. The chrono from the high ground. At first I was like, ooh, that's ambitious, but Limp, as you said, once again, right place, right time.
Downside is Fada got the last hit.
Yeah.
So he took the 983 gold that 7 times kill streak was worth on SCCC.
Yeah, well, the other thing is...
And he's looking at a Blink Dagger as his item of choice.
Yeah, and that's just not going to give you any damage. That's the concern. These 3 cores of Aster still in the top 3 positions, and they're all so strong. The Centaur is just not going to go down. You're going to run out of gas in these fights, Alliance.
But there are 2 good things. Like the 10-second BKBs are now up on Alliance, and it's Aster who's looking to probably get aggressive. They're initiating forward. Hoofstomp's already out. Relocate coming in behind Nico Baby. Does not have Chronosphere. He's waiting in the trees. They lose the Courier, but Nico does manage to jump away from the attack of Aster. And once again, this is around the 25-minute mark. It's around the bounty times. I want to give massive props actually to Hanskin. This guy, his Nyx Assassin was fantastic before. He's managed to finish an Orchid 25 minutes into the game. He's looking at the top lane. He's always pushing it out. And is able to at least pick up one of the bounty runes.
A little cast wise, he's 0-4-1, Toby's 3-3's 1-6.
Support
why are his deaths bad and Hanskin's getting praise, huh?
Well, Hanskin, for me, is at least thinking about how the hell can we win this game? And at least having a silence up your sleeve is good.
That's good. I mean, he recognizes what his team needs, at least, and that's damage.
It's true.
No Blink Daggers here.
Oh, God.
BKB on the Death Prophet, but really, it's just once again Aster. Whenever Chronosphere is down, they have the ability, they find a kill, they place a ward, they get a tower. All right, guys, Alliance might be looking to make a move. Let's regroup, retreat. Roshan will spawn in 20 seconds.
He's got a Paladin sword, and he's combining it with basically a Mjolnir. Like, once he farms up these wave up on top, like, hey, she's got it already. Mjolnir is now up, and Roshan will also spawn in 10 seconds time.
That is like the best item for Gyro with a Wisp on your team. Especially, you consider he's got a Vlad's, he's got Mjolnir now. Oh, man. He's so fat on this Gyro. And really the rest of the team too. I like the Pike choice, on Chuan as well. You want to try and play with as much spacing as possible against all these bubbles. And it also allows you to kite the Void.
Well away from Radiant Vision, but yep. Aster's gone in. That was SEC's Courier sitting inside. And this is Chrono, everything up for Alliance. They just need to see inside the pit.
Nico?
OD is waiting, SD is waiting. The 2 saves are at the back of the lines. So Limp, yep, Smoke's gonna break. They're inside of Roshan. They know. But what do you do? Back in. Kill Roshan. Wait, Face's voice not there. He's farming underneath the Radiant Observe Ward. That's why Aster feels confident they can just sit inside Roshan, take the Aegis. Woo! XSS. Blink Hoofstomp's trying to find his target. Father able to use that Blink getting away. And now the Chronosphere. He caught the Iron. They're going to try and kill up Bo5 from the backline, sleeping under the cover of his own BKB. Bo5, can they kill him up? He gets the Meg charge up in the defensive imprisonment from the OD. They can't finish. At least the SD will now fall. Bo5 dying as well. Finally, this Exorcism is doing some damage, but the buyback comes in from the SD. Limp has to get the silence off, but SECC, he's got so much life, and Far's going to give some back, but a great Hoofstomp from XSS, catching 2 inside the river. Yules, try and create some space, trying to get Limp back out of here, and make him pay the TP out. Anyone going to stun the homing missile?
Wow.
Woo, that is close.
Woo! Talk about balls of steel. Limp just staring death in the face, gets the port out just in time. What fast fingers from Fada! Saying I might be one of the veterans nowadays, but I still got the quick fingers. He then blinks in to save his Death Prophet. Limp thanking him by getting out in time. They got both supports.
Yeah, they got both supports. The only person to die was 33. Oh, I almost feel like he's the new Cinderin right now.
Problem though, Toby, is they have Aegis.
XSS found his target. Death Prophet Needs to get out. Has the Yule Scepter available, not to mention Oracle standing behind
They
him.
don't have cooldowns anymore, Toby. So Aster, you've got a full 100 seconds where you could just walk down a lane. There's no catch anymore from Alliance.
Farthest like I just need to keep disarming the Gyrocopter. Splinter Blast, try and force him back. 33. Well, they get silences through and through, but that tier 3 tower, days are gone. Hanskin's doing whatever he possibly can. With the health burn against Centaur, the heart kind of works against him, but he backs up 4k HP, regens so quickly. And he's actually been given over the cheese. More Splinter Blast, but you said, like, where are these big ultimates? Where are these abilities to try and fight? Nico Baby, the hook stop! He jumped in! The 2, and he gets out hard by the flank head, and Nico Baby protected by the cold embrace. He'll have a little bit more time bought for him. The arena is down from 33, but no one is actually inside of it. SCCC with no mana. Remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal. He doesn't care if he dies. They just keep going until Chrono and Exorcism is up, and that's another good 40 seconds before both are back up and running.
Squee, at least one Rex. Whoa, Nico Baby just leaping. That was wild.
That's balls deep. That's Nico.
Hey,
he's still trying to stand on the front lines. He is doing that indeed. Yule Scepter to keep this Gyrocopter up in the air, away from the melee racks. They need a couple more seconds. Chrono is 22. Exorcism is 5. And now the backdoor protection is up. They have some time creation at the moment.
15 seconds on Chrono.
No arena. The creep wave is now arriving. Exorcism is up. 8 seconds for Chrono. Nico Baby trying to wrap around the side, but the Radiant Observe Ward that's sitting on the bottom lane, it's scattered out. They know where he is. They know what he wants to try and do. Mars is dying to SCCC, but the Exorcism is already up and running. Now the jump forward. Who have they got? They've got XSS. That's not who they want. Maybe now they can Chrono Spear, but no, Nico Baby. They need to actually BKB jumping forward. Ooh. Time dilation, but Aster, they're playing around him. This is the styling I'm talking about. This is why they have their own brands of perfume. Aster are just on another level. They've backed themselves up, and now they'll reinsert back towards the melee racks. And SCC is like, come at me, bro. Come at me. What have you got?
This is
and
wild.
Another hoof stomp. 33 being caught. SEC will engage. Baboka finally coming a little bit further forward. Now remember, there's no more Exorcism available. The jump forward. Nico Baby, Chronosphere. He caught Baboka, but he'll need more damage to get the kill. No SC disruption. Face ups on the back lines. You got SEC underneath the tier 4 towers. Caught inside the arena. 33 will end up popping up. The false promise was exactly that. A promise of not healthcare for all. SCCC still wants to keep fighting. Another horse on forward. Nico Baby caught out, but the curse, he'll create some space. Jericho's moving in, but again the disruption. They just can't get a break here, Alliance. As Aster, they want to end this. They're pushing for the tier 4 towers. They know Alliance have nothing in the tank. No big ultis. Too much of a cooldown. They want to end it now. Alliance, what have you got left? What have you got to fight with? They're hitting the Great Wall of China and their heads are hurting. Death Prophet, cold embrace, but the rocket barrage, the flag cannon, she's down as well for the count. Buyback will bring it back to life again. Nico wants one, but again, defensive disruption. Nico, now he can get the kill as he comes out of protection. Up towards the Io, take out the supports, but another defensive imprisonment. Nico will have to stand inside the call out if he wants to find this kill on Io, but man, you've been winding up for all those charges. Mars, he's going to be protected, but Nico is back. They're throwing money at the situation. If they don't have abilities, that'll do, I guess. Death Prophet, once again in trouble. Focus down by SCCC. The Dire Ancient is ticking down. 1500 HP. Now the fortification. Another time block is here, but you're just walking through it. XSS just walked over the top of the Winter Wyvern. The Ancient is re-exposed once again. No more fortification available. No more DP as well. She's down. No ultis. No abilities. No heroes left alive. And GG. Aster will take game 4. They lost one game in their run here to the grand final victory, and it was here in the grand final, but they triumph at the end of the push.
Unbelievable, Toby. What a pop-off, too. They earned this victory. Unbelievable. The Crimson Guard, 3-3 with the Bulwark. They had Repair Kit, they had Glyph, doing everything they can to keep the base alive. It was like a 4-minute team fight, but the positioning, they consistently can only get the one Chrono.
Man, here it is, Aster. They have deserved this. They've deserved the place in the major position. They are your grand final champions of the StarLadder Minor.